want to be a Manchi boy?
Oh, I was going to say, should we actually say stuff over the beat?
We could, I suppose.
I guess we don't really need to, but...
Yeah, maybe not. Is this where we say, like, sponsored by, like, well, we don't have any sponsors or anything, but...
we don't need any sponsors yet.
If
okay,
we had
yes,
a sponsor, maybe... I don't know who sponsors podcasts these days.
Especially specific ones in Omaha.
Ones that we're not want to say any names until we actually have sponsors. We don't want to accidentally sponsor somebody, do we? Or wait, them sponsor us. I'm confused. How does this work again?
Anyway, what's your name?
Hey, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Tony.
Hi, Tony.
And who are we?
We are the Munchie Boys.
This is the new podcast. All about eating, being munchy, going somewhere. Where should we go? Stuff like that.
Yeah. And where did we go today?
We went to El Rancho.
Tell the good people where El Rancho is.
Okay, it's a Mexican restaurant down on 23rd in Martha.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. South Omaha. That's a good place for Mexican restaurants.
Yep, and we chose this place because it's one of our absolute surefire go-tos.
You know it's going to be good. It's great prices, good people, and it's a great environment for munching.
Yep, exactly. We don't quite have our format down for exactly what we want to do, but we're going with the flow, right?
Yeah, the flow is the one thing you can go with sometimes.
Episode 1. We expect it to be rough, but who knows?
Might be a little on edge here.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, so should we get right into it with what we ordered, or do we want to talk about we walked in?
Yeah, I mean, we got there pretty early. I mean, before the major lunch crowd.
Mm-hmm. Like 11:15, 11:30
right,
or so.
And then we parked in the parking lot. The parking lot has lots of parking space, a lot of ample parking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How often or when?
Day and night.
Okay, we're cheesy. And I feel like I literally haven't watched that show in like forever.
Oh, you should. I mean, it's
still good. Yeah. We're in Aaron's studio, right?
Yep, we are in an undisclosed location somewhere in the heart of Antarctica.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does Antarctica? I can't even pronounce I give up.
Oh, that reminds me. So I was somewhere. Oh, what was this? So this lady was supposed to be. No, she was a teacher. It was a photo shoot we had, and she was talking to a little kid, and she goes, they were talking about like a polar bear or something, and she goes, "It's in the Arctic."
A polar bear?
Isn't it the Arctic?
Arctic.
But she literally goes, "It's in the Arctic." Like
the Arctic, artistic.
Like district. She was teaching wrong.
Wrong.
I don't know. It was funny to me. I was like, Arctic. Okay. Yeah. Like you're supposed to be teaching the correct thing. You're a teacher. It's the Arctic. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Well, I am.
Like a polar bear getting sidetracked.
Hey, wait, that's okay. We can get sidetracked. That's kind of the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, really.
We're not going to give these people the goods on the goods right away.
If they really want the goods, they're going to have to fish through a lot of not so goods, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's not too much not so goods.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of fish through, have you seen polar bears lately? Like not in person or in a zoo, but I mean just
like
the general state of polar bears. Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, it's really, really horrible. I mean, they are... but we don't want to get into like anything too crazy or controversial now. We're only in the first few minutes of our first episode. We'll wait until we... wait before we start getting into... Mm-hmm. The Arctic changes
the Arctic.
Leading to starvation in polar bears.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of not being starved...
Oh, we are not starved. Oh, no.
We are full right now. We're full, and you know what? This was a rare occurrence for me. I had leftovers.
I did too, actually. We had the same amount of leftovers.
And we'll explain why we had the leftovers. It was a bit of a faux pas, no big deal. But we'll talk about that as we get into it.
Yes.
So
speaking of faux pas, what do you know about them polar bears?
And their paws?
They got faux of them. Okay, I'm sorry.
And they're faux.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyways,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, so anyway, to get back to El Rancho. So we went in. It was awesome because usually we go later at like noon to 1-ish, and it's always full. And then you have to be like, oh man, what seats left? And everybody's just looking at you, and you're like, dang it. Anyway, but we got there. There was only like one person already there. So we were like, ooh, window booth with that nice sun coming in. Like, let's sit over here.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, this wasn't even a downside. This was just something. We normally have this one guy that serves us that's completely awesome and like nice and just like overly friendly. This time there was this lady. She was fine, but she was, I would say I would rate it as a neutral, but I could tell that she kind of didn't like us at first. Like, and that might be me overthinking, but she was kind of like, do you know what you want? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely got a vibe where it's like, I don't really want to serve you, but this is my table and you sat in my area. So
yeah, it wasn't necessarily negative after a while. I almost felt like it was just neutral, which is fine. I guess I don't need someone to treat me special. I just need the food.
I just don't think she liked us. I understand. Yeah. I mean, I don't like us, but I mean, at least I would serve us with a smile.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And like, so right off the bat, what El Rancho does, and this literally right off the bat puts El Rancho on the top of the map.
Literally.
Okay, so they bring out chips and salsa, but I'm going to let Aaron explain. It ain't just a normal chips and salsa.
No, actually, Tony lovingly refers to it as mixed pickle. We're not sure exactly what they call it.
That's what I call the middle thing.
The middle thing, right, yeah. But it's like a little, well, not a rotisserie, but it's a little dish full of like little samplings of various salsas and various hot sauces and yeah, you know, it's a pretty awesome display.
So essentially, it's one big serving tray, almost like a Lazy Susan, but without wheels that spin.
That's lazy. That's what I was looking for.
And so in the middle, there's one bigger bowl which has the what I call mixed pickle, which is like pickled like jalapeno, carrot,
garlic, roasted garlic.
Oh yeah, garlic, hot peppers, stuff like that. And then around it, there's 6 or 7 little ramekins all the way around with different kind of salsas.
Yeah. It's like a Lazy Susan, but without the spinning. So it's basically a Susan.
Yep. Or maybe a more lazy
or
Susan.
just lazy, yeah. The laziest Susan.
So the different salsas, we'll let's take it slow. I'll explain.
All right, explain the salsa.
Well, I'll say a couple of them and then you pick them up. Okay, there's like a weird, like we literally can't place this, and I think we always call it almost like an avocado sauce, but it's not. It's like a nice, cool green, almost like neon bluish green.
It's like Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Yeah, but it's like a refreshing salsa, and we literally can't place
just
what's
like
in
Baja
it.
Blast.
And it's is that a sponsor?
Hey,
it could be.
PepsiCo has deep pockets.
Yeah, come
Sponsor
on.
us.
And then so then there's like a regular green salsa. Then there's a spicy tomato and onion and like a standard thick salsa. And then there's like usually this orange. I missed this today. They didn't have this. They usually have like a bright orange creamy salsa that I think is almost like a roasted red pepper.
Yeah, and that's my favorite.
Yeah,
it's
and they
like
didn't
so
have
good on
it.
chips.
They doubled up on the green thing today.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if you walk into a Taco Bell and you go to the drink fountain and they just have 2 Baja Blasts. And it's like, well, where's my lemonade? I was going to have lemonade.
I think I've seen where there are 2 Baja Blasts.
Only it.
And they were both the green. Anyway. So, am I missing any of those salsas? Anyway, it's good.
Yeah,
it's like a bunch. First of all, it's surprising it's free. It's like there's literally 6 ramekins of like gourmet different salsas, mixed pickle in the middle, good, nice house-made chips. Am I getting too much of a radio-y voice?
Yeah, I don't know what was happening with like the good house-made chips there. I'm a little scared right
now. So then finally she asked us 3 times what we wanted, and we were kind of overthinking and looking at the menu as we were preparing for the first episode of The Munchie Boys.
Yeah, and at first it's like, well, do we each get something completely different and kind of try a lot of different things and have a lot to talk about? Or do we just be Gomers and get the exact same thing? Is Gomer a horrible thing to say? I mean, is that like a
I don't know what
slur
that is.
against anything?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I've heard it, but I don't know what it means.
Gosh, yeah.
But hey, if you don't know, then you don't know.
I'm gonna have to look that one up though, because I feel like that might be a little on the.
They might be like, that's what they used to call the Irish in whatever year or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, the Irish. They know what they did.
I don't know. But okay, we were saying we were taking our time looking at the menu. She 2 times or 3 times was like, "Do you know what you want?" And we were like, "No." And she was kind of like, "Okay," and then like looked kind of annoyed. I couldn't really place that lady. I couldn't really tell like what I think she was just annoyed by us slightly, but that's okay. Like I say, I don't expect anything except soyvis. Did you just pull up what Gomer is? Okay, Aaron's pulling it up. Let's see what it is. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, we got to look as we...
Okay, Gomer, military slang, an inept or stupid colleague, especially a trainee.
See, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Informal, used mainly by doctors, a troublesome patient, especially an elderly or homeless one. Well, that's horrible.
Gosh.
I meant more the first one, the military slang one, so...
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
But also I like it because it kind of rhymes with Homer.
Yeah, and you love Homer.
Yeah.
Do you have any Homer shirts or like pants or anything?
Like Iliad or Odyssey or?
Oh, I meant simp. Oh, I thought you meant simp.
Oh. Well, simp is definitely it. Don't use that word. That's horrible.
Can you look that up?
I'm going to say it's either short for like a simpleton or
why
it's...
do I always have to shorten everything? Anyway, Homer Simpson.
But yes, I do have Homer Simpson shirts.
We're taking all this time to basically say that we took a long time to order.
This is about how long it took for us to order. And imagine being this, I'm sure completely delightful wait person who just didn't like us as it was. And are you ready to order now? And it's like, no,
we're still glancing.
Yeah.
But thanks for those chips with all that mixed pickle and all those salsas. They're so good. Oh, and then while we're waiting to order, this is such a dumb thing to say. They give you one of those huge vats of water, like a giant plastic cup. Oh, paper straws.
They had really nice paper straws.
We were going to talk about this.
Yeah, high quality paper straws.
Yeah, high quality paper straws. Every time I've had them before, they get soggy and like all soft and just annoying. But then these paper straws stayed firm the whole time. Yep.
It was like all of the firmness and suction of a plastic straw without the guilt.
Yeah, and then not only that, so paper straws and, are you ready? Paper to-go box, which we'll explain later because we're keeping that as a secret.
We are getting ahead of ourselves there, my friend.
Yeah, but now you know we had lefties. So.
Lefties.
Yep, so anyway, we ended up finally deciding what we wanted. And we ended up weirdly getting the exact same thing, which is good for this because we'll be able to bond over it. And tell them what we got. Tell them the order.
All right. So normally when you go to El Rancho, you get the 4 tacos. We all do. That's kind of their special. That's great. It's and there's been times where we'll try different things, or I'll get 4 tacos and then the tamale special, and then you just have this like massive plates and plates of food. But we're like, well, maybe we should try something different, or maybe we should each get something different. And Tony mentions an asada burrito, and I was like, well, I'm actually reading the asada burrito right now with like the rice and beans, and he said it out loud, but I was already thinking it, and so we both got that.
So the lady came back, and we finally knew what we wanted.
We got the same thing, though. Here we are trying to talk about our dining experience, and we just kind of ate the whole thing like a bunch of inept or stupid colleagues, especially trainees.
Gomers, you might say. You might possibly say. So we told her what we wanted. We got the asada burrito. Comes with rice and beans on the side. We also, then Aaron said, oh, what was that on the menu, the special menu?
Yeah, the little whiteboard outside the restaurant has their specials on it, and they had Monday and Tuesday was pupusas.
Yeah, so we ended up, he added that, and then of course I had to be that classic fat guy that like after he did it, I go, oh, actually I think I might take one of those too. So then explain what happened.
Then the gal was like, so 2? And we're like, yeah. And then what happened?
And then our stuff came back our food all came, and we were like, yeah, here it comes, here it comes. And then she put it down. She put the burritos down, and then she put the pupusas down. And let's just say pupusas. There were two each.
Got two.
Two each. So she took two, meaning like, yes, 1 and 1, 2, as meaning two each. So it was a little bit of a faux pas. Here's the thing, though. Being a being a glutton, I wasn't mad about the extra papoose. I was just like, okay, right away, I'm going to take this to go. At least I dedicated to taking it to go.
And I was like, faux pas, there's faux papusa.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got two each. We had the one and the burrito. So let's get into the burrito. You go ahead. Yeah.
Well, the burrito was really good. I want to say it was $6.99 for a pretty decent sized burrito on a plate with rice and beans and lettuce and tomatoes and sour cream. Yeah. I don't like sour cream, and my first thought with the burrito was the way it's presented on the plate, cut in half.
Yeah.
And all the sour cream is in the middle, so like your first few bites are very sour creamy.
Oh, yours came in the middle of the burrito?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. I wonder if mine was kind of different, because I remember my burrito being very, very concise, tightly wrapped, and then cut perfectly in the middle, and it was kind of separate from all the stuff. I think it was, yeah, anyway.
But I had a very sour creamy bite.
Ooh, and you hated that? Yeah.
I wouldn't say hate it. I just prefer not to have had that. Had I known that they put sour cream in the burritos, I would have requested the burrito without sour cream.
But maybe that's good that they were putting that stuff on the side, right?
Well, they had it on the side too, but they also on the
oh, there was some in.
But there was some actually in the burrito.
Okay. One thing I thought was kind of weird, but I get why they did it, was that they served the lettuce, tomato, and sour cream as a separate little thing on the plate. And I get that they do that because they don't want it to warm up probably in the burrito, like the lettuce and and all that stuff. But the thing was it was such a tightly, perfectly wrapped burrito that I was like, how do I throw the lettuce on here?
And I don't think that is actually how it's intended to be. I think that's just like a side thing to kind of eat with your fork.
With like rice and beans.
Like the rice or the beans.
Okay. I thought it was supposed to be like with the burrito little by little or something like that.
Right.
And that's what I did. I put it on little
almost like a little salad or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Salad is military slang for a salad. Actually, I don't. That's not. I really don't know if that's true. I'm just making that up.
So the other thing that they have there is they have the tapatio, Cholula, salt and pepper, of course. Those old style thin napkins, like the 50s diner style.
And this is on top of like this massive centerpiece with the salsas that we already have.
Believe me, if you're a sauce person and you go to El Rancho, you are in hog heaven. I couldn't decide whether I wanted tapatio, Cholula, or all the different varieties of salsa, so I literally just did a free-for-all and went hog wild on all of it. So, but yeah,
there were sauces.
Let's just say
everywhere.
We're still full.
Well, so full.
Mm-hmm. Aaron was like, I think he was fuller than me by far. Like, when we were done, I wasn't even full. I was just satisfied. And Aaron was like, ooh.
I was full to the very core of my being.
Mm-hmm. And we had the same exact, okay, we're still not there. I keep wanting to jump. Why am I obsessed with the leftovers? I think it's because it's such a rare occurrence for me.
Right. The leftovers would have been a great name for the podcast.
Oh my God, yeah. The leftovers. Like our opinion is basically just leftovers.
Yeah, right.
Like,
forget the main course. This is what's in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
Half a burrito and a pupusa, but...
Oh, you gave it away. Oh, wait, like that's such a big deal. We gave away what? Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about the pupusas then. Because I think we captured the burrito. On the inside, it was like rice, asada, a nice big helping of asada steak. I'm trying to think what I didn't really analyze. I think the burrito was pretty simple though. Like,
it wasn't,
but it was so good because it was concise.
Good. I mean, it wasn't like,
yeah.
Like, here, we got to throw in 50 layers.
Yeah, that's what I loved.
Burrito.
It was concise. It was like really good rice, really good asada steak, finely minced, so you're not like taking a bite and being like, ooh, this steak, this piece is too big, or anything like that.
We wouldn't want that, no.
That'd be way too much, too crazy. Are you pulling up the info on the pupusa?
I am. It's a thick flatbread from El Salvador, made with cornmeal or rice flour, similar to Anyways, yeah, I don't even know all this stuff. But anyways, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Here. You can look it up yourself. Apparently, there's this thing called the internet. It's really handy for looking things up quickly.
And that's it.
Yes.
That's all. Yep. But anyway, so I've had pupusas before, and they were super good. So I was like, oh, I got to try El Rancho's, especially because it was the special. Yeah. I think they were $175 each, right?
$175.
So that's another reason, bringing it back to why the faux pas wasn't such a big deal, because that's just an additional $175. If it was like $6.99 and it was an extra thing, then we'd be like,
yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, we only ordered one each. And they're like, God damn it, it's already cheap enough here. Why are you complaining? Yeah, because let me tell you, like, we've been going to El Rancho for a while. We used to go there, and I would get the lunch special that was literally $4.99. Yeah. So you pay actually $4.99, and it was I want to say it was 4 tacos. Mm-hmm. And then you have that giant, like, salsa array at the beginning with all the chips. And so your total would literally be like $5 whatever for the tax.
But the tacos would include, like, fresh sliced radishes.
Lime
and avocado,
basically 2 whole limes and nice little wedges.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
deal.
Avocado on there and everything. Like, basically, like, you feel like you're ripping them off because it's so high quality, and your total's like $5.22 or something. So for a while, I was literally tipping 100%. Like, I was tipping $5 because I was like, if I'm only paying $5 for my entire big meal that I'm full by, I'm gonna tip more. Yeah.
Well.
So, but yeah. El Rancho is super affordable.
And it's a fun name to say, El Rancho.
Yeah, El Rancho.
Like International Man of Mystery, El Rancho.
Yeah. 23rd and Martha, folks. Go try it. You're going to have to try it.
And if you don't try it, we'll come after you and say, I mean, if you do try it, just try it.
That's good. That's good.
Just try
I think they have lunch and dinner. They're open early. When I looked up the hours today, this is how much of a pig I am. When I looked up the hours, I was like, Aaron, I was texting him. I was like, oh shit, they're already open. They open at 10 a.m. And then I was like, should we be early, boys? And then he was like, we could do that, but then he wasn't responding for a while, and I was getting fat antsy. Like, I think I texted.
Fancy is kind of like a good way to combine those two words.
When did I text you first? Like 10:15 or 10:20?
It was like 10.
And he was like, oh yeah, let's do an episode and go eat today. So then I was like, oh, we could go early, and he's like, we could do that. But then I was like, okay, when should I be over there to pick you up? And he didn't respond. And I wasn't like overly antsy, but then I was like, should I head over? And it was like 10:45. So I literally just left because I was like, well, if he doesn't get back to me, I'll go like run an errand or something, and then run 2 errands. Get it? You get it?
Don't get it.
Okay. Not run. Never mind. Anyway, so then I came over, picked him up. We headed on down to El Rancho.
Good times.
You need to know that, people, okay? You need to know the exact workings of, like, when I headed over. Yeah.
But at what point did we decide this was going to be our first episode of Munchie Boys?
I think that, you mean El Rancho specifically?
El Rancho.
I think we were just going through, like, oh, man, what should the first place be? And I think we both kind of wanted it to be a surefire. Just because, like...
something that we know we're going to enjoy. And we're going to, have enough recollection of the
actual place.
The place and the experience, because it's all about the experience.
Yeah, I've never really looked, but the actual place is kind of in like a little U-shaped or like L-shaped strip. And there's like something else. What do you remember what the other little place is by chance? Or I don't even remember. It's not a restaurant. It's just like a...
No, I don't remember.
Just like a business or something. But anyway, it's a cozy... Like El Rancho is cozy, and on the inside it's like... It's like a pretty warm, welcoming vibe and everything, and everybody's always nice when you go in there like, hi. I mean, I know that's normal, but it's kind of hard to explain. Basically, they just feel welcoming and, like, nice and everything.
Yeah.
They're like, sit wherever. We're like, okay.
They're always very friendly there, with the exception of the gal who served us today.
She just kind of didn't like us. We're not saying she was bad because she was totally neutral and fine. She was a good server. It's just that we just felt like she didn't like us.
And... we don't know. We don't know her life story. Maybe she has...
Maybe she went through something.
A really bad day. Or maybe, she's just...
neutral.
Cold and standoffish to all of the gringos who come into her establishment.
Oh, I thought you weren't. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. But yeah, so it was great. The meal was great. It was a total satisfying pig out, which is what I always go for. I've kind of learned my lesson not to get sick full. The only time I really get sick full anymore in life is like if there's like a free meal and it's like the utmost quality. Like if it's something where they're like, yep, it's on the house or like it's on the company or whatever, and they're like, go crazy, and it's like a place that like I just could not deny. Like I always tell people if I went to like a Thai buffet, I would literally just like eat myself sick, like because yeah.
Oh, a Thai buffet sounds good.
I know. See.
We need to find a Thai. Are there any Thai buffets in Omaha?
So I think Bangkok occasionally has like a lunch buffet, but it's not. That's like one of the buffets where like, yeah, you can overeat a little bit, but I feel like if you completely went haywire, they'd treat you like Tokyo sushi. That's going to be an homage to a future episode.
We'll have an entire episode based around our. Well, we need to get like hidden cameras. And, like,
yeah.
I'll wear a wire.
Did you see it? You see that guy get mad when I ordered that whole second round? Yep.
Well,
anyway,
we got a timer. We'll time between like I'll take one more of those salmon pizzas. And
no, tuna. Spicy tuna pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, those are great. Oh man, now we're getting on a whole rampage about another place.
Oh man, we should just like fully purge our bodies and just go and do that now.
Oh, we'll have to have a Bang Bang episode sometime.
Oh yeah.
But we won't be complete gluttons. We'll plan on the Bang Bang. So like we'll either like split a meal or like having like a meal and like an appetizer, and then we'll go out of a meal and appetizer somewhere else, like half and half, and then you get it. You're like, what? What's wrong with being a glutton?
We could have been total gluttons.
Maybe we'll just see how we feel that day. We'll just text and be like, want to be a Margie boy? Yeah, but I don't know. Overall, like, what do you think? Like, I thought this was like I was completely happy with the meal this time. Like, I usually am almost every time. Like, I can't remember ever not being happy with El Rancho. Like, yeah.
I think at one point during maybe like the pupusas, I was thinking like, I'm so over food. Like I'm
like you were just full,
which is a horrible thing to say. Towards the end of it, very first episode of your brand new food podcast.
But, we didn't really get into the pupusa. Like we didn't rip it open and explain what's in there.
Well, we ripped it open, but on the plate.
Yeah, so so it was beans, cheese, I think, on the inside.
Maybe I don't recall.
Yeah,
it's beans and.
So having a first episode of the podcast based on this place, we didn't do a really good job at notating like ingredients. Like
no, but I mean,
but I guess that's the whole point. Is like when do you actually analyze everything?
If you want people to notate things, like listen to like a better food podcast.
Yeah, exactly, not just ours, where we're like, yeah, and then I went and I ordered too much and then I smacked it in my mouth. Yeah, anyway.
That's what we're gonna do. I mean, come on, who am I kidding?
Yeah, but so yeah, the pupusas were basically like a flatbread thing cooked. There was beans in it, I think, maybe onion, but they serve it with and Aaron didn't like this because he's not a slaw guy, but I'm a slaw guy, and they serve it with kind of a slaw with like a vinegary like. I'm not sure what the sauce is that's mixed with the coleslaw, or it's not coleslaw, it's just a slaw. But what you're supposed to do is eat that with the pupusa, and it was great.
I don't know, man. Ever since I was just a little tiny boy, I was never into the slaw. There's something about the word slaw. It seems like some kind of weird like Eastern European word for something like Slavic. I mean.
And that's why you didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just.
Oh my god.
Maybe I should have tried it because it actually
was it literally just the vibe of the word slaw that you just kind of didn't like.
Well, I know.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't really like it when I was a kid either. Like coleslaw. Like it didn't help the food. Like, and I think it was about the food when I was younger, but that name doesn't help it. Like coleslaw.
Now, granted, the slaw at El Rancho did look like it would be pretty good. I should have actually tried. I need to like push myself a little further and like
they have great flavors there. All their stuff is very thoughtful and like flavorful and like.
I mean, we're not talking about like the slaw at like Long John Silver.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, their stuff is high quality. I would highly recommend El Rancho. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why do I keep mentioning PepsiCo stuff today?
Oh, you got to stop. We don't want them as an advertiser, or do we?
Yeah, like
Ooh. Did you hear the Fizz folks? Who are the Fizz folks?
Oh, the Fizz folks. I like that.
Should that be a new band name?
Yeah, actually, we did have a really good name for a band, but we shouldn't say it until we actually incorporate that band name.
We can't tell you until we put it out.
Yep. Otherwise, you'll beat us to it, and then we'll.
Yep.
Yeah. That's not really
well, cool. Well, what we might do is we might go into our ending song.
Hey, ending song. And what else do we do? Do we thank
any wrap ups or anything?
Do we thank people for listening?
Oh yeah.
Is anybody listening? Are you still
especially
listening?
After the first episode? Thanks for tuning in. You stayed till the end. Congratulations.
And now a new car.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the new episode, we got to get ourselves a good format going. I'm sure that'll all work itself out. Be patient. Stay with us. We'd love to have you on board and hear about more restaurants. You know what I mean?
I do. Oh, wait. No, you're talking more to them, the people.
Yeah, but you know too, right?
I know. But do you know that I know?
And until next time when we're Munchie Boys again.
Ooh, Munchie Boys again.
Yeah. Just enjoy this track.
All right.
See you later, folks.
Bye.
El Rancho, what did you order? Papusa and a asada burrito. Aaron got the same. Oh, yum!
Yeah.
We're the Munchie Boys.
Papusa Matata. It's a problem-free, flat thing full of refried beans.